Save 401k. See now why you see why you're looking dumb there? Perlator of the Bitted Fat and Ellery's can't do a bit, it's still the Bitted. Tom Sorson, Jim Riley, Joe Zillig, Harry Race, Bernard LaChance, DJ Dave, Perlita Quinwan, Elton Anderson, Don Wiley, 1961 Oyster Cracker Man, Bitted Bat for Blue Boy Boxes, GPS, Paso Robo, Rapist Knight, Red Randy, Red Gordon, Ellery, Jim Hall, Bill Duvall. See why hovering britches? You're not my wife or sister, Perlita. Never were. You're the thieves and liars. You forced your way in with Ellery and Bernard in that group. Karen Foster, Country and Western, Stan, Steve, Brian, Ghetto Life, all these coasting. That's why you guys look stupid and fucked up, because you've ran it 3 times in your torture chamber, forcing it in like your little factory. Country and Western cowboys and Indians. You stole my father's and my stuff. And then who knows how many other people's, Bernard, and murdered kids, and you know, your whole little stint with your performance with Dave. And who knows how long, how many war generations running the same thing. Ghetto life, country and western life, carny life, all that shit you guys have done, running around in circles. And I wonder why you guys are running around in circles, all American until a man Joe, Red Randy, because you guys stole people's shit and killed them, and you guys got caught, and you guys made us live in a shit pile. You guys thought it was so funny. Football, all this stuff, Pickett Street, Jamaica Street, Google Duncan, your whole joke, making everybody live in a shit pile, and then you guys attack the girls, because you're 4 gay fat men. And then you guys have your noses stuck up in the air, Perlita, with Ellery, and then you guys wonder why. Then you got Mr. Robo Knight and all them running around, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. It didn't belong to any of you. And you guys came out here and screwed up another man's stuff and other family's stuff to make us live in a shit pile. You ran it all out, Joe. And then you guys go back, we're making a new Bitten. It was never called Bitten, for one. But if you want it that way. So like I said, Navy, tech companies, military branches, FBI, CIA, team up together. Lockheed, NASA, and to prove a point to Ellery and them why they don't want it that way, you guys get all fat and nasty and stupid. Because Bernard, Harry, Joe, Ellery, Robo Knight, it makes it harder to go travel in space and do what we used to do, Joe. And so, Joe, you sat there and you had your special affliction for that stuff, and they made it worse. And then you guys ran the torture mutilation machine in hopes that the 4 churches or your hillbilly boy and all that they took would work. And it doesn't. Your racism, Joe, spread across the city and the world. Harry, Joe, Ellery's. Your agenda, your motives, and intent made people sick, Bernard. That's why you guys look dumb with the blue boy boxes. Some people didn't want it. Didn't want your carny cans, Bernard. You're forcing your hand. You're forcing your agenda. That's why I showed you the playing cards, the poker hand. So if that dude seems to think he's God all the time, he's going to get what his result is of his stupid handiwork. No matter where he runs and hides. No matter how many inbreeds. That's why you guys are everything's the same. Because you guys live in a war memory that's probably not yours. And so if you're going to call it Bitten, Perlita, the Bitten, and screw over a bunch of women and children with Ellery, like the child, we do it for the children. He gets to tell a story in the future, another generation, about how Joe and Harry and the Country and Western Karen and the guys and the Carnies screwed everybody over. The military, the Nimitz, the Navy gets to tell a story about, you know, they probably had it right and could have fixed it with the police officers and firefighters and all that the entire time. But we had to put up with Ellery, no Jews, no Russians, no this, no... Joe, it was never yours, but they keep building it in there for you, even though you stole it. Because, what, you threw a temper tantrum about a computer, Holly, me, Joe, get it? No! And your tantrum, your wrong assumption about your computer theory, Joe, Ellery Robo Knight, led to all this. So now the Navy and them get to tell a story about how very, very wrong what you do, David. You're not God, Valamorad, Dave. Whispering faggot of Fairmount. You're sickos. You keep rerunning this story, torturing and maiming people because you want to be the top fag, Dave. And I don't give a fuck. Perlita and Dave. You guys stole it and killed our friends and family. Slaughtered a whole family. Probably the real ones. Where it was once not abusive and real love before, groups of men and their boys came in to slide their way in to get laid first to have their trophy. So let them have their trophy. And then, yes, Navy and the Nimitz, you guys get to tell the greatest story of all time with the Coast Guard and team together. Work with the Air Force. That's what real evolution is about. Collecting and organizing that data. Going, we had it right. Until some of you moved in and wanted to start to fight. Terrorist attack all Attila, man, of the Blue Hospital. Because you're anti-Jew. The Schwartzes and me and who had Greg Fowles, Ron Miller maybe, Joe, Paul Bueller. See why you're attacked to become God, Joe and Harry? Robo Knight 61 Amphibious Spaceman, All-American. So the All-American Attila can be one, and then Joe could be the Ministry of Sound, and you guys just sicko male fags. It probably belonged to the girls, and I think the super hottie chicks know this, and they've had to put up with you guys' crap, watching you guys mangle each other up when we didn't have to, Joe. So you can sit there, britches, and lie with your team. And then, like I said, everybody else gets to prove how wrong you all are, country and Western Karen, and they'll let you guys build it all mangled up and stupid looking 3 or 4 times in a row when we didn't have to. So they let you have your memory imprint machine for vampiricalism, Dave, and your group, but it's wrong every time Joe's done it and lied to you guys through those neighborhoods. All cut open country and Western shit stink. Oh God, man. You guys in that cult, man. Ugh. It proves you're an idiot, Bernard. Carney boy. Carney life. Only life is the Barnum and Bailey circus or circus Carney life. But see, Carneys don't generally clean up their mess. And they do it, they like to live with the Negroes because they can get away with it. Oh, Egyptian. But remember what I said last night. When they built the pyramids, you're not going to see stars that they saw then and now, because we move through the cosmos. Same with the Mayans. Same with this, how they built stuff out here, Joe. So your assertion that man, that you're Adam and Eve, Perlita, with all the A's and P's, when you weren't alive then with them, Dave, the stars are going to look different. So how could you have ever been? You're building moving through an alignments that you see. There is no such thing as rewind because you have no idea where the origin of the cosmos is. So the 4 of you claiming to be the gods of the cosmos, Bernard, through the Fantastic Four comic book and his theory that fucked up everybody and turned everybody into zombies and fucked up our teeth and our faces and our eyes on purpose to prove a point, prove something about that guy. About how fucking insane of a lunatic the groups of you have been following that idiot and then making your military go to war over a fucking stupid ass idea. Joe, it's more likely that the children that you guys birthed and killed and took their stuff is God, not because of the book of the Bible, simply because that's what they heard you teach them, ladies, when you were pregnant with them, and the entire time that you guys raised them after conception, after birth, you adults ignored them to go on your own agenda to create Zion, Eden, and Atlantis. So Pangea, let's just say that's the truth. You look at a map now and everything's split, and if they say Pangea or Atlantis was all one piece, the stars would look different, Perlita, because that was like millions of years ago. So to assert that you go to Spain and go, where are the rulers? We got it all figured out. We did it again. No, you're the pains in the ass of the fucking earth, Perlita, because you can't see, even you're over there now or wherever you decide to hide with Bernard, looking at the stars would be different. So you're split off, Google Joe, created more damage even in your paradise world because you just chose people you knew you could manipulate and hump first, killing off the first or second born. Amphibious base man, if you guys didn't want a problem, then you shouldn't have struck a war out here or anywhere in the United States with your pilgrimage about how the cowboy country and Western way of taking over everything with the Indians was the way. Science empirically proves, Dave, Perlita, Robo Knight, Amphibious Baseman Joe, that you were never the Adams and Eves. You were the people that came in, told everybody what to do, and you are wrong.